recall former colleagues and friends of the defendant, Adam Montgomery. Court ended with police body cam that showed an encounter between the police and the defendant, Adam Montgomery. The state's case is set to resume on Tuesday after the Monday holiday. That's where we're going to start now. Joining us, we have Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson. Matt, you've been there, you've been inside that courtroom. Week 2 ended with a cliffhanger. Tell us about that.
Judge Ashley, Michael, nice to see you both. Yeah, so week 2, after more than dozens of witnesses take the stand, bit of a cliffhanger on this early Friday that the jury has let loose. Outside of their presence, the attorneys were arguing about a mystery witness who came forward during the course of this trial, called the tip line, spoke with police, did an interview with them. Here's what was said in court.
We learned of this same individual Wednesday afternoon that Attorney Smith is speaking about, and within about 10 minutes of us getting the report, we immediately provided it over. We're also going to be looking at it, but I can tell you we've had no contact with this person. We'll certainly look at it. I guess we could ask whether or not our advocate could try to locate a phone number and maybe reach out and have her try not to watch anything additional for the sequestration, but we have no contact with this person.
Well, this person there's just a tip line information? This person has not been interviewed?
Detective Rayhill interviewed.
They did. Apparently, they called the tip line, if I can just summarize briefly. Apparently, they called the tip line Tuesday after having watched the trial for several days. And in response to the tip line, Manchester Police said, okay, and sent a detective over to interview, or excuse me, I believe she came into the station to be interviewed, provided a statement that was audio and video recorded. The detective wrote that up and forwarded to us about 3 hours later, along with a copy of the video of the interview.
At the end of the day, still unclear whether or not the state is going to call this mystery witness. The defense pointing out the rule of sequestration could be a problem with this particular person. And then they also brought up the fact that they may want to call Kayla Montgomery's attorney to the stand after Kayla was informed by her attorney that they're pointing the finger at her during their opening statements.
All right, now, we know that Adam didn't show up in court today, all right? But they did see him, but on body cam. It was interesting the way it all played out. Tell us about that testimony and what this jury was able to see.
Right, this is one of the first times that the jury has seen him moving around other than them holding up one of his mug shots for witnesses to identify him, because there has been an empty chair for the past 8 days of this trial so far. So today, there was an officer on the stand with Manchester Police Department, Craig Stanzel, and he played, behind him, the state played the interaction that he had with Adam Montgomery about 1.5 years, 2 years after Harmony went missing. Here's what he said on the stand.
You're not in trouble. Nobody said you're losing your daughter. Okay. So I want to make that clear. So you know, I have my body cam on, just like everybody else is being on video recording. So you just need to find out where she is. That's all I'm concerned about. You're not in any trouble right now that I know of. Okay. We have no warrants. Okay. So where's your daughter so we can check on her to make sure that she's okay? Right now, I have nothing to say to you guys. But that's not what I'm just asking where she is. I have nothing to say. So you don't care if your daughter's okay or not? I do. Listen, I have nothing to say.
And that key witness, again, for the state, this was an officer that had that encounter with Adam Montgomery. So the jury, in the jury box, paying close attention to the video, but it was completely silent. They didn't hear what you're able to hear at home, that interaction when he didn't want to answer questions about his daughter. Michael, Ashley?
Wow, this is really an interesting case, and something else happened today that was interesting. We don't always see this. A witness, I understand, Matt, who did not want to testify, but I believe might have ended up testifying. Tell us about that.
Right, dodged testimony for more than 2 days after being subpoenaed, and critical to the case, talking about abuse of Kayla Montgomery at the hands of Adam Montgomery, according to her testimony. So there were 2 times that she didn't take to the stand. She was going to testify about these black eyes that she had witnessed. Her name is Nicole Giles. We've been instructed not to show her face as she enters the courtroom and when she testified, because she was worried about her own safety. That's why she was dodging the subpoena. But here's what she told the jury.
It was kind of cluttered, a little messy. Those cockroaches.
It was only a one-bedroom. There was holes in the walls, ceiling. There was one time I went there and, like, I don't know, it looked like the living room was torn apart and half the walls.
What about the light fixtures? Did you ever notice anything about the light fixtures there?
Yeah, they were hanging from the ceiling. He assumed the owners were spying on him, listening to his conversations.
So today, in summary, the jury really thinking about, for the long 3-day weekend, about abuse of Kayla Montgomery that was testified to today, his paranoia, and then also his lies.
All right, Matt Johnson, thank you so much for that report, as always. We'll be talking to you again a little later in the show. And, Judge, quickly, I just want to point out an interesting judge's ruling regarding that video. We heard the audio where he didn't want to help police in helping find Harmony. They weren't able to hear it, but they were able to see the video. Interesting choice by the judge.
Right, and so the judge did it because of his Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate himself. Yes. Every criminal defendant has that right, and if they'd played his speaking, that could have violated that Fifth Amendment right. So I think it was a very smart ruling by the judge.
Yeah, and they could look at the video, see his demeanor, right, and use that against him if they chose to, but not his words.
And those words would have been more impactful had they heard them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right.